Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy birthday to Vanilla Ice, Willow Smith, the late John Candy, and Rob Schneider. Xavier back again with another video. Sorry that I'm not dressing up for Halloween this year. I didn't feel like dressing up this year because of this pandemic shit and this shitty ass year. Next year, I'll dress up for Halloween. So, on my last Halloween in my 20s, I'm just going to play the games that I owned that came out on Halloween between 1997 and 2002. This rant is going to be titled Halloween Anniversaries of all the hip-hop albums and games that came out between Halloween of 1995 and Halloween of 2002. But before that, I normally don't talk about the Texas Longhorns because I'm not into college football. I like the NFL better. But we're going to do a recap of today's game between the Texas Longhorns. Was it the Ohio State Cowboys? Let me see. Or Oklahoma State Cowboys. We're going to do a recap of that game for today. Longhorns gave up 14 touchdowns while they scored 7 in the first quarter. But they made a comeback in the second quarter, outscoring the Cowboys 13-10. At halftime, Cowboys 24, Longhorns 20. Longhorns gave up a point in the third quarter, 7-6. After 3, Cowboys 31, Longhorns 26. Longhorns made a comeback in the fourth quarter, outscoring the Cowboys 8-3. At the end of regulation, I forgot what was the score at the end of regulation because I missed the whole game. But the score was tied at the end of regulation and they took the game to overtime. Longhorns outscored the Cowboys at overtime 7-0. Final score, Texas Longhorns 41, Oklahoma State Cowboys 34 at overtime. So congratulations to the the Texas Longhorns for beating the Oklahoma State Cowboys. I thought they was going to lose, but I'm glad they won on this Halloween day. Let me see if they have a game next week. I think they do. I'm just glad they won. After they lost to the Oklahoma Sooners. Let me see if they have a game next week. Oh, it doesn't say. But either way, congratulations to the Longhorns, because I thought they was going to lose. Now we can get to my Halloween anniversary rant. Of all the hip-hop albums and games that came out between 1995 and 2002. Halloween of 1995. Daz and Corrupt, the Dog Pound, released their debut album, Dog Food. Their first and only album under Death Row Records. It was supposed to be released in July of 1995, but as a result of the controversy from Time Warner Records, the album's release date was delayed 3 months. Either way, it was released on Halloween of 95. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and number 1 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart and was certified double platinum. That's what's up. It definitely deserves to go platinum. The only 2 singles from this album are New York, New York and Let's Play House. Guest appearances from Miss Chalet, Snoop Dogg, of course, Nate Dogg, Lady of Rage, and Trey D. Daz announced that he and Corrupt are working on the sequel, Dog Food 2, coming soon, which I definitely can't wait. And you know, the music video, New York, New York, the song is not a diss to New York. The Dogg Pound and Snoop were actually paying homage to New York because they know New York was the birthplace of hip-hop. And it showed the music video of Snoop Dogg kicking down buildings in New York. And Havoc and Prodigy, who y'all know as Mobb Deep, thought that was out of disrespect. So Mobb Deep, Capone and Noriega and Tragedy Gaddafi got back at the Dogg Pound in one of the best diss tracks ever, LA, LA. That's how the whole East Coast, West Coast feud started, when the Dogg Pound and Snoop released New York, New York. Looking back 25 years later, this album is a classic and one of Death Row's best albums. Back when Death Row was in his prime, and back when they had artists like the Dogg Pound, Snoop, Dr. Dre, Tupac, etc. Also, this album led for Daz to become the top in-house producer for Death Row until he was released from his contract in 1999. But thank you, Daz and Corrupt, for 25 years of the dog food. I can't wait for the sequel to come out soon, which they're working on right now. Is it just me, or is Daz one of the most underrated producers in hip-hop history? I believe he is underrated. No skippable tracks on this. I definitely like the back of this. Anyway, next. Halloween of 1997 was the release of Crash Bandicoot 2. A sequel to Crash Bandicoot, of course. You all know how this game goes. After Cortex was defeated in the first Crash game, he sees an island full of crystals, and he asks Crash Bandicoot to help him collect the 25 crystals. While Dr. Embryo tells Crash to collect the 42 gems to get back at Cortex. That's pretty much what this game is about. To be honest with you, I like Crash 2 more than Crash 3. I mean, Crash 3, I like Crash 3, but Crash 2 is my favorite in the Crash Bandicoot trilogy. It's been, what, 23 years since it came out? I thought it came out on November 5th of 97, but it actually came out on Halloween of 97, just in time for Christmas of 97. But like I said, Crash Bandicoot 2 is my favorite in the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy. Next, Halloween of 1998 was the release of Crash Bandicoot Warped and Rugrats Search for Reptar. Two classics released in Halloween of 98. We all know this was a sequel to Crash Bandicoot 2. This game, people would say this was the best in the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy. And I definitely agree, because Crash Bandicoot can fly in airplanes, motorcycles. He also has new special moves such as the supercharged body slam, the super slide, the double jump, the death tornado spin, and the fruit bazooka. And he also has the help of his little sister Coco Bandicoot. Just like PS Extreme said, Crash 4 isn't just a sequel, it's a whole new game. Oh yeah, it's a must-have PlayStation game of the year. Yep, that's true. This was the last Crash platformer developed by Naughty Dog as they decided to move on and work on other projects. But before they left, they had time to make one more game, which was Crash Team Racing. I love Crash Bandicoot Warp. It's my second favorite in the original trilogy. As we all know, this game is based on the TV show Rugrats that aired on Nickelodeon from 1991 to 2004. I'm definitely going to do a Let's Play of this right after I do a Let's Play of Smackdown Shut Your Mouth. And I'll be doing Let's Plays of this every Saturday until I beat the game. Man, this game is so much fun. I got this for Christmas of 1999, along with Crash Team Racing and Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. Next. Halloween of 1999 was the release of NBA Showtime, NBA on NBC, and Pong the Next Level. This is basically based on the arcade version of NBA Showtime, NBA on NBC. And it's based on the Super Nintendo version of NBA Jam, where you have two players. Yeah, it's a 2-on-2 game in 28 arenas around the league. Choose from over 130 real NBA players plus hidden characters. Yeah, this is just like the NBA Jam game where you have two NBA players versus two other NBA players. Man, I play as the Rockets and the Lakers in this game. But it's hard for me to play as the Lakers now, noticing that Kobe is no longer with us. Last time I played this, when Kobe was as the Lakers, when Kobe was still here, was last year on the 20th anniversary of this. But it's hard for me to play as the Lakers now since Kobe is gone. Because I used to play as the Lakers when he was still here. And of course they got Shaq on the front cover. And you can also play this game with the multi-tap up to 4 players. Now on to Pong the Next Level. The addictive game that started it all is now an incredible 3D experience. The premise is the same. Keep your opponent from scoring. But now you have the option of single or multiplayer games and over 20 unbelievably fun, action-packed levels of competition. Best of all, Pong now has loads of offensive and defensive power-ups, game secrets, and fully functioning paddles that can catch, throw, and spin the ball. Just like any other 4-player PlayStation 1 games, this game can also be played with the multi-tap, up to 4 players. One of my childhood friends used to have this game for the PlayStation 1, back when he used to have a PlayStation 1. But this game is just too fun. It's not fun to play alone, it's fun to play with 3 or 4 players. And of course, this was produced by Atari. Yep. Anyway, I love this game. Pong the Next Level. This is just too fun. It gets easier at the beginning, but the levels gets harder and harder. I haven't beat the whole game yet. All right, next. Halloween of 2000. Outkast released their fourth album, Stanconia. This wasn't the only album that was released on Halloween of 2000. I'll let you know what the other one is in a minute. Either way, this album debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and number 2 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart and was certified 4 times platinum. The three singles are Miss Jackson, So Fresh, So Clean, and B.O.B. Let's see who are the guest appearances on here. I know Goody Mob is on here. Erykah Badu, Be Real of Cypress Hill, Sleepy Brown, Gangsta Boo and Echo. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Killer Mike, Jay Sweat, Goody Mob, Be Real of Cypress Hill, Erykah Badu, Big Rube and Sleepy Brown. They're the guest appearances on here. Looking back 20 years later on Outkast Stanconia, it's a classic, and it's definitely one of the duo's best works. Both Andre 3000 and Big Boy were 25 when they released this. They're now 45. Can you believe they were both 25 when they released this album? So now I own 2 Outkast albums, Stanconia and ATLiens. Thank you, Big Boy and Andre 3000, for 20 years of Stanconia. Such a classic. We definitely need another album from Outkast. We definitely need another album from these guys. I really don't have this album with me, but this also came out on Halloween of 2000. Halloween of 2000, Jay-Z released his 5th album, The Dynasty Rock La Familia. The album also, it debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and number 1 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart, and was certified double platinum, selling 557,789 copies sold in its first week. The singles from the album are Guilty Until Proven Innocence, Change the Game, and his most successful hit, I Just Wanna Love You, Give It To Me, produced by Pharrell and the Neptunes, was one of Jay-Z's most successful singles, peaking at number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100. Jay-Z recorded the album between May and October of 2000, and it was released on Halloween. The same day, Outkast released Stanconia. So looking back 20 years later, this album, it was solid. I wouldn't call it a classic. I wouldn't call it a classic because I'm not really a fan of Jay-Z. But yeah, this album, The Dynasty Rock La Familia, it was a good album. Even though I don't like the first line of the song, I Just Want to Love You, Give It To Me, because you all know that first line from that song, Jay-Z stole those lyrics from Biggie. Jay-Z, I don't know what the hell were you thinking stealing those lyrics from Biggie. If you listen to Biggie's first lines in his song, The World Is Filled, and Jay-Z's first line of I Just Want to Love You, Jay-Z stole those lyrics from Biggie. But anyway, the Dynasty Rock La Familia is a solid album, even though I wouldn't call it a classic, because I'm not a Jay-Z fan. But congratulations, Jay-Z, on 20 years of the Dynasty Rock La Familia. The next Jay-Z album to turn 20 years old next year on 9/11 is The Blueprint. Alright, last Halloween anniversary rants. Halloween of 2002, WWE Smackdown Shut Your Mouth was released for the PlayStation 2. A sequel to Smackdown Just Bring It, the fourth installment of the Smackdown series, and the first game under the World Wrestling Entertainment name. This was definitely a step up from Smackdown Just Bring It. Smackdown Just Bring It was good, but this game is much better. And this game is full. The roster is full with wrestlers and female wrestlers. With ECW and WCW gone, most biggest superstars were in the WWE. This game contains such a lot of wrestlers and female wrestlers such as The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle, the Dudley Boys, the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, Albert, Scotty 2 Hotty, Eddie Guerrero, Brock Lesnar, Ric Flair, Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, X-Pac, Goldust, Booker T, Diamond Dallas Page, RVD, Shawn Stasiak, The Hurricane, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, Kane, Big Show, Lita, Trish Stratus, Jazz, Molly Holly, Stacy Keibler, Tori Wilson. Seriously, I could keep going if I want to. The roster on this game is loaded. I'm glad everything that they couldn't do in Just Bring It, they did it in this game. I prefer SmackDown Shut Your Mouth over SmackDown Just Bring It. I love SmackDown Just Bring It, but SmackDown Shut Your Mouth was better. And for the first time ever, we get to choose our legit pay-per-view arenas, and they look fantastic. And y'all know the NWO is in the game, with the exception of Scott Hall. They have Kevin Nash and X-Pac as the members of the NWO. But I love SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. I'm not going to do a review on this game until its 20th anniversary month in 2022. The next game in the SmackDown series that I'm reviewing during its 20th anniversary month is SmackDown Know Your Role. Then next November, SmackDown Just Bring It. Then October 2022, SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. October 2023, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. But yeah, SmackDown Shut Your Mouth is a good game. So that pretty much wraps up my Halloween anniversary rant of all the hip-hop albums and games that came out between Halloween of 1995 and Halloween of 2002. Also, today's been 25 years since the Beavis and Butthead Halloween special aired on MTV. Bong Julio, Lord of the Harvest. The same day the Dog Pound released the Dog Food album. And looking back 25 years later, the Beavis and Butthead Halloween special was great. I haven't watched it since 2016 when it was on MTV Classic. And MTV Classic made a mistake airing that same episode for 24 hours. Like, they couldn't air any other classic Beavis and Butthead episode besides the Halloween episode. That's why MTV Classic don't air TV shows on their channel no more. They now air music videos 24/7. But yeah, it's been 25 years since the Beavis and Butthead Halloween special aired on MTV. And back when MTV was all about music videos. Back when there was music television. MTV lost its biggest show that put their channel on the map. Yep. Beavis and Butthead is going to start airing new episodes on Comedy Central soon. That and Ren and Stimpy. I'm glad Comedy Central is bringing back some of the good shows. First they brought back Crank Yankers. Now they're bringing back Beavis and Butthead and Ren and Stimpy. What does MTV and Nickelodeon have to say since they lost two of one of their most popular shows that put their channel on the map since the 90s? Nothing. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about my Halloween anniversary rant. I'm about to watch Nemi Sky's Halloween rant as well as my friend Andre Mitchell's. If you're new here, hit subscribe if you like the content and hit that notification bell for my next anniversary rant. If you're not new here, thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, leave your comment down below. I'll be back in a minute to do a quick Let's Play of WWE Smackdown Shut Your Mouth before I do part 1 of my Let's Play of Rugrats Search for Reptar. Happy Halloween. Make sure you guys have fun, stay safe. And if you're at a Halloween party, please stay 6 feet from other people. Happy Halloween, everybody.